Imagine being such a horny bastard,
This
James.
is like Ace, like this is a Ace on a bad day. This, this one Ace snaps.
Just like
Oh
to the point where you're
god.
just like, just like shush, 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 and then you just kiss your own finger because it was just against their lips.
Imagine doing that to your girlfriend. I kind of want to now just to see the look on James.
I feel like I can already see how Rebecca would react, honestly.
So stupid.
It is.
Keep these lips safe for me until our wedding night.
Jill wants to say something, but everything that comes to her mind isn't nearly graphic enough to express what she wants to do to the Kensei and his delusions.
And keep these safe for me too.
Yaki's hands back to his family's file and adjusts his clothes, readying himself to get out of another search for the governess.
Oh, and make sure you tell that idiot Salios that he got our soul count all wrong.
What do you mean? These numbers are almost the same as all of the others in this tier.
Exactly. The Gakillian family has been performing higher than all those other slackers since the 100-Year War. All you have to do is look at our past files and you can see that.
Yaki points to a line of figures that, as far as Zero can see, are completely normal.
You see, the soul count here should have been spiked. Father hired 7 extra maids during this quarter using all the extra revenue we made, and I sure didn't bust my ass collecting souls for the fact to be recorded incorrectly. It's just like that vampire, though. He's always been jealous of my success. But this is one thing he can't take away from me.
But if all the files are like this... Gaki, you said you go out collecting, so you must know.
I'm not saying another word. If you want me to sing, you're going to have to be a little nicer to me first.
Fine.
The girl turns back to her work and begins to look through the other files. Yaki stands there waiting for a sudden change in tone, but nothing ever happens.
I'm waiting. Hey, aren't you going to try to flirt the information out of me? I mean, it's valuable intel that I have here.
Whatever you know isn't worth stooping that low.
But I'm easy. You don't even have to do anything. Just give me a smile. A winky.
Okay, this is Ace. That's an Ace.
But I'm easy.
I'm an easy. Literally, just do anything.
Just touch me on the fucking arm.
A friendly handshake?
Still, the Gimiko doesn't pay the man an ounce of attention. He stomps his feet and storms out of the room, leaving Zero with a smirk on her face and a fresh lead in our investigation. Zero is shocked that the dinner room door opens with her key card. Only 2 people are sat at the table ready for dinner. Anzu is still missing, and Callie is looking gloomy. Where did she go? Where is she at? Where?
Who knows?
He only acknowledges the girl's entrance against them from south.
Glad you found your way this time.
And my keycard even works for Fedor.
Well, I expected you have Callie to thank for that.
Celios motions towards the girl, who is picking at her small meal of soup and bread. The silver-haired girl looks up at Zero, but says nothing in response.
At least she's acknowledging me in At least she's acknowledging me in public now.
Gimio looks a little happy, with all the small victories of hers. The 3 of them begin their meal. Besides the sound of their chewing, everything is quiet and reasonably peaceful. All the tranquility is brought to an abrupt end when the door suddenly swings open and strides Anzu with Gaki close behind.
My governess!
The small girl exclaims, standing up at her seat, but the governess' cold glare saps all the girl's surprise and delight, causing her to crumble back into her seat.
Every time I came in one mouth, boom! Another would spring up and start sucking a different part of me. I thought it would never end.
Oh god.
Oh god, Gaki!
Gaki!
Who would have thought a
Gaki, the
Hydra
fuck?
would make such a good bedfellow? But that's just like the madam. Always going the extra mile to bring new pets to her house.
Oh god. Oh, it's getting worse. It's getting worse every sentence.
Gaki, please.
Gaki, please. Please stop.
She said the Hydra was more for her female patrons, but I
What?
still found good uses for all those
Wait,
heads.
wait. Oh god, what did the females do? Wait, what? They're Hydra heads. What is this getting? Are they getting tongued down by like 8 Hydra? Oh god! Ah! Gaki, why?
Everything is like fairly tame until Gaki shows up.
Just loses it.
Ah, speaking of the madam, she said you haven't. Oh, it's you!
Much to Zoon's relief, the Foxwood's attention is suddenly diverted towards the table of delicious beings and Sailor.
What are the chances of meeting you here?
Pretty high, considering that she is staying. Master Gaki, what are you doing?
Gaki forces a cushion between Celios and Zero, sitting himself awkwardly upon it. There is clearly not enough space, as half of the cushion rests in the vampire's lap, before he's forced to stand up, glaring down at the intruder.
Fix me a plate, would ya?
The Kinsu bats a hand at Celios, shooing him away from his side.
This is hardly acceptable behavior, Master Gaki.
Gaki scooches close enough to Zero that one wrong move of her fur could end up stabbing him in the eye. A thought that does occur to her for a moment.
Oh, how I've missed you. Did you miss me too?
The girl is saved from answering when Celios stomps his foot, gaining the Foxwood's attention.
That is my seat.
And now it is mine. Shoo, fly.
Don't say that to him.
Why? What is he going to do? Anzu is too busy with her pet, and I'm too invested in mine. Fifth wheels like Celios should just roll into ditches and die.
The boy laughs while feeding himself the girl's plate.
Hey, get your own.
Why? You're the only morsel I need.
Master Gaki, that is.
Celios begins to speak, but knows that there's nothing he can do without Governess Anzu's input. The pale man looks to her, but she simply isn't looking his way. Instead, she's instructing Callie on what to put on her plate, though Callie looks all too happy to oblige. The two women converse while Callie fills Anzu's plate with lobster tails, fish, eggs, several strawberries, nectarines, mango slices, kumquats, and whatever the hell else pleases the governess' eyes in the moment. Callie's hands shakes under the weight of all the food, and Anzu continues to instruct her.
My lady?
The woman smirks, twisting Callie's silver strands of hair around her finger until the bridge stretches tautly between them. All of Anzu's attention remains on her meal, and Celios finally gives up.
Very well.
The vampire bites his tongue, taking his plate and cushioning to sit beside Callie. With a grimace, the girl scoots away from him and close to Anzu. The uncomfortable atmosphere at the table continues until the silver-haired girl finally places the governor's plate in front of her. Only now is anyone else at the table worthy of her attention.
How has your work been, Fox? Are you almost finished?
It's coming along steadily. I should be finishing my assignment on schedule.
Oh, I'm quite sad to hear that.
As am I.
And me too.
Callie doesn't share the sentiment, but she does look at Zero for a moment, her expression a little hard to read. At the least, she isn't glaring at Zero anymore.
She has been working extra hard, even though I haven't read her report. She seems to be a very.
I know that. Naturally, as a kitsune, she exceeds all expectations. There is no species more suited to poking their noses in other people's business than the fox demons.
Yeah, bud?
Yeah. He would know. He would know. What was that?
Peter's
Would
losing
you
it.
please let me finish?
No.
What you have to say is irrelevant. You don't share the same intimate bond that we do. Our deep ancestral roots are tied deep within our souls and connect us on a level that scroungy vagabonds like yourself could never understand. All that remains now is to let our connection manifest physically.
Oh god.
Master Gaki, I believe that your delusions have gone far enough.
Delusions? What the hell is he talking about?
He's trying to say that I don't.
Gaki doesn't let Zero finish before he back at Sailor's case.
Do not soil my passions with your words, or else I'll soil the floor with your guts!
Your threats do not scare me, Master Gaki, second son of the Gakillian family.
I'll gut you!
Sorry. The foxboy leans over the table and to strangle the vampire when suddenly Governor Anzu rises to her seat. The two men stop mid-squabble.
I'm bored of this. I will be resting in my room. Do not disturb me.
The governess walks away, all four of them. They stare on at the melancholy woman as she drags her feet and leaves the room.
This is all your fault!
Callie stands ready to run after Governess, but is held back by Celios.
Please, Callie. Do not do anything that may go against Governess Anzu's wishes.
Ygel tears her hand out of the pale man's grasp and glares down at him.
You were no better than that pervert was, fawning over that fox girl as if our governess wasn't sitting right there.
Fawning? I certainly was not.
So Anzu wasn't the center of attention. Big whoop.
That was... Was that a call-in? Garrett?
What?
Was that a call-in?
What?
That's a different room and a different... That's like at least a different room.
Fawning?
So Anzu wasn't the center of attention. Big whoop.
Oh yeah, like the voice, like just yeah. That it's from a different session.
Or that's like a different room, though.
Yeah.
That's
don't know.
off.
You
Yeah.
shouldn't even be here in the first place. Leave immediately. And you, hurry up and finish your task. Your presence here has done nothing but upset our delicate balance of life.
Fine. Sooner I'm out of this nut house, the better.
Zero stands. Although both of the men start to protest and attempt to smooth things over, she leaves the room as quickly as she can, not wanting anything more to do with any of them. Frustration spurs the auditor on. Quickly enough, night comes. She looks down at her report and starts to feel a moment of relief. Soon, this will all be over. However, for some reason, the thought of leaving has a bitter taste in the girl's mouth.
There's still something missing here.
For the good of everything, what more is there that she can do besides hope that what she has is enough? Except there is something more that she can do. The file she retrieved from Anzu's office earlier really has been useless. Several of them are almost insulting, and how obvious it is that whatever these files had once contained is no longer there. It is time for Zero to do some snooping on her own, without the government's help. She finally has a way to access the main office by the governess. And by the governess' mood at dinner, the auditor doubts that she will be there in the evening. It's now or never. It's by some stroke of luck, the door opens and the door has remained open. Thanks for that, Nagimi was able to slip into the office without a hitch. The room is dark, but she doesn't dare turn on the lights, in case the lights are on, in case someone is watching the place.
Watching The Office sounds like just the sort of thing Callie would do.
Although Zero's starting to accept even the silver-haired girl's worst attitude, it's hard to swallow just how much Callie seems to dislike her for no reason that she can think of. The reason is clear to everyone but the fox herself, of course. Callie did shout at the Gimiho at dinner, but she is starting to realize that the anger wasn't completely directed at herself. 85% of it, maybe, but at least not the entirety.
Forget about her and focus.
Zero has a job to do. Of course, getting involved in private lives of these people is only going to end terribly. There's just too much stuff to get through, and getting through a lot of shit exactly what the auditor is about to do. She pulls all the files she can reach from the shelves, hoping none of them has been tampered with. But there's just too many to look through. The longer she spends inside this room, the more likely she is to. Crash comes from outside the window, and all the files drop on the floor, the contents scattering to her feet. She walks out of the room and only finds there's nothing particularly wrong.
Just a stray or something. I guess nothing to worry about. Nothing to be worried about at all.
The noise still has Zero spooked though. She quickens her search, gathering all the files that drop before checking the desk for anything that might prove useful.
Whatever Anzu's working on must be important.
Taking the files onto his desk might seem like a bigger risk than Zero should take, but when the success of her whole task is on the line, risk has to be taken. Gimio quickly arranges the files on the desk and makes it look like nothing is missing. Then, as quiet as the fox in the night, she quickly makes her getaway.
I can't believe I did that. I need to hide these before someone sees them.
She looks around the room before sliding the files underneath the pillowcase.
If anyone looks here, I'll know.
Feeling like she's finally one-up the Queen of Tricks, Zero gives herself a little pat on the back before running off to finish the rest of her work. After getting a little more work done, the girl returns to her bedroom.
Today turned out better than I expected.
As much as it's true, there's something about the day that doesn't feel right, like everything is such a rousing bundle of success. She can't remember the last time she felt so lost, if ever. If it isn't as simple as homesickness. She could have fought that off easily, knowing how impressed Lucy is going to be by her work cures any sickness. This is much older feeling, one she's pushed down, but like bile is starting to re-emerge against her will and turn her stomach.
It's probably just something that I ate.
Zero decides to call in the night and snuggles up into her bed. As much as she wants to believe it's just a case of food poisoning, which shows just as much she wants to repress the real issues, because food poisoning, as many know, isn't fun. Pointless sentence. The last words come to her mind before trailing off to sleep. Curse her. Her mind before trailing off to sleep. Curse. What?
To sleep, curse her to face the facts.
Okay, there's a comma. Wait, what? Is that? That's weird. The last words to come to her mind before trailing off to sleep, curse her to face
Yeah,
the facts.
there should be a comma. It should be sleep, comma, curse her to face the facts.
The feeling is more than just bad seafood.
My Gumio.
I'm gonna be Gumio, Mama.
What's so special about Gumiho, sweetheart?
Go ahead, baby Cerise.
Christ. Oh, here we go.
Everyone treats them better.
That's just a sign of respect, though, dear.
And everyone treats me like an idiot.
Then they're the real idiots. You're the most cunning fox I know.
Christ.
I know, and that's how I know I'm a Gumio.
You'll need 9 tails if you're gonna be a Gumiho, kiddo.
But I only have 2.
Well, Mama has 3, and I have 4, so...
If we combine our forces. Papa lifted a small girl on his shoulder. She kicked and fussed and clamped her eyes shut. That wasn't what she meant by wanting to be a Gumiho. She didn't want to fly.
Papa, stop squishing me.
Put me down, it's too high.
Zero's Papa sat her onto his shoulder and pulled Mama close to her side.
Look, honey.
The girl slowly opened her eyes, and she stared down at their reflection in the water. Her eyes became wide with joy. 9 tails wagged behind her. The young girl's whole heart leapt.
We're a Gumio. Papa, we're a Gumio.
As long as we're together, we are.
And we always will be.
And they died.
And they died. Callie, 380 years old. You can't, it's still a lolly. Young demon who...
And we always will be.
Deeply in love with the governess Gumio. What sort of demon is Callie like? What does she actually govern as well? There's both good questions. Procrastination is a beautiful thing. It urges people to do most useful but irrelevant things at ill-chosen times. Zero is currently experiencing this supercharged but misguided sense of productivity, as has spent all morning rearranging the files back in the proper order. But like every superpower, her charge of usefulness is waning. When it's all gone, it will surely leave the girl in a dark place and melancholy and self-doubt.
Wait, why am I yawning whenever I have a line?
Because you're so bored with this game. Oh
Yeah,
gosh,
definitely.
Gary, you just hate it so much.
I can't believe I'll be leaving soon.
Though relieved, Zero hasn't expected. I swear, if this game ends before we get a romance option, I'm giving it a 1. Though relieved, Zero had expected. If episode 1 doesn't even finish a romance, I'm gonna lose my mind. Zero had expected it to be so bittersweet. Thoughts of why she feels this way fester in her head. Her pigtails whip around, gradually becoming faster and stronger as she tries to literally shake off her thoughts.
It's no use. They just won't go away.
Disappointed by the revelation, the fox decides to talk all of her worries away, which is yet another reason why espionage may not be the best career for her.
your loyalty lies with Lord Lucifer.
Lord Lucifer.
Lord Lucifer.
Lord Lucifer.
Lord Lucifer.
We must protect our spirit.